Howdy y'all, Los here. Welcome to another episode of Bonsai-YEAH. We are here today with our friend, owner, proprietor, Hawk Eye Bonsai, my friend, Brandon Baldauf.
Yeah,
Welcome back to Bonsai-YEAH. And he brought this amazing European olive, this Olea, this just monster of a beautiful bonsai that needs a defoliation, it needs some wiring, and it needs some styling. Brandon, how long have you had this thing?
I've had this tree for about 2 years now. And it was originally collected out of California at like an olive orchard, if you will, like a big grove. And after about like last year, I potted it with Zach Adams' help. So thank you, Zach. We did move it into a different pot than this one. So it was in a square container for a while. And then we got this slab that rolled through the nursery, and I figured it would be fun to try to put this dragon's head-esque sort of olive on this slab.
Absolutely, and the slab is something to be mentioned as well. Who created this slab?
Yeah, it's
we'll give this a spin.
potter out of the Czech Republic, I do believe. His name is Eric Krizovinsky. And it is this amazing thing. It's not like a heavy looking stone, although it looks like it's massive heavy. And this thing overall is pretty heavy. I think one person could handle this if they tried, but this is made of concrete, as I'm told. Oh yeah, it's definitely concrete with
a wire frame in there. And he did some work putting in some paints to really accent the different cracks and such, as you would see with natural stone. If everything was just one color and it was just carved in, it wouldn't look right. So you have to do this
like staining, right?
Staining, this antiquing, I think they would call it as well, where you're just basically washing it with black paint and sort of wiping off. And whatever kind of stays there are the deeper parts. And that's where you would see the shadow and light, which is really cool. This Olea
turned out nice.
Is an amazing specimen. And when he talks about dragon, I think you're talking about this face we see with this eye. Perhaps a little bit of a horn right here, right?
Absolutely, yeah, that's what I mean.
And I absolutely do see that. And we do want to play with that.
Yeah, when you unfocus the eyes and just kind of let the mind play and tell you what it's seeing, you can basically, what do you see when you look into the depths here?
I tell you, the way I like to look at these things is the same way I look at 3D eye puzzles.
Exactly.
Those magic puzzles, right?
Yeah.
Where you have to sort of blur your eyeballs a bit, like look at it. And I do that with paintings too. You sort of one eye blur it a bit so that you don't see the sharp lines. And that helps you imagine shapes a little more.
Precisely.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah,
and
so it's got a strong surreal vibe, you know?
And you were talking about, now we're talking styling here. You wanted to sort of bring some of these branches out to help make this look like perhaps it's breathing.
Oh yeah, I mean ultimately the whole direction of this planting is going towards you, Los. So, you know, this side is kind of the left side, which is not the depth side, and then that side definitely has more of the directionality with where it's looking and moving, and then with the planting on this slab as it is, there's that negative space out there. So ultimately I am aiming to play into the dragon surreal, and I think we can kind of like help it feel more dragon-like if we're able to wire out some of these branches and have them maybe feel like kind of a dragon flame for the canopy here. So if it's like flaming in this direction,
so like windswept style hanging out over here.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so cool. And then what did you imagine for this side?
So we have so many branches. It's really awesome that I feel like we can make probably like a forest of some nature.
Oh yeah.
And with so many of them, and it being the non-directional side, I would say like we cut all these back pretty hard to help all the interest go this way.
Sure.
But essentially create like a little mini forest just kind of hanging out on the back. You know, if this is like the drake's, you know, horns and, you know, different spikes that are hanging out, you can also follow that same pattern with the different trees. So this side's gonna get cut back a whole lot, pretty hard. We're gonna be developing taper on all these branches and let it kind of do clip and grow to help it grow you know, to the ultimate length that we want. So that'll happen here on this on the right hand side from where I'm standing. And then yeah, we'll put some wire on these and kind of give it some direction and flow, and it should be pretty fun.
Cool, man. So should we just go ahead and start selecting the branches we want first?
Oh yeah,
should we defoliate this whole thing?
We can, I would say, like, let's remove stuff first.
Cool,
you know, like
man.
if we can eliminate some of the branching and some of the length on it, there's less to defoliate.
Now that we have a plan, there's only one way to it. It's to do it. Let's do this.
Nice.
Now look at this. This one's ready for some of its own soil.
Yeah, so that was just like, the way these things propagate is they, like a little growing tissue will just start growing, and then that'll turn into a big running piece. Like as you can see on this backside, like there's a little supportive section of trunk that's growing right off of the base and where the roots emerge, so that'll grow. So you gotta cut the runners back and like the lower growth on the olive, so you can keep the strength in the branching that's higher up, right? Because like the live vein for this specifically runs all the way up through here around this dead portion into this back sector, and then this is all live up and through here. So there's like a live vein that's filling out all this, and essentially like if you let these sap suckers sort of things like run too much, then you risk losing some of the upper higher growth.
Interesting, absolutely. I think that's actually what's going on with the bald cypress that we worked on.
Oh, really?
I'm losing a lot of vigor in the bottom branches because the top has gotten so
yeah, that's
vigorous.
You just got to keep addressing it and balancing it out. So, but
I
that friend right there, that'll be a good cutting. It'll
and
just
I'm
it'll just
excited
grow.
oh boy, I'm stoked about this one. Boy, oh boy. So let's get in and start cutting.
I've done a bunch of cutback over here. It's looking nice. And again, since this is the non-directional side of the tree's flowing that way, all these things have gotten much shorter, and we're gonna leave this side a lot longer. Plus we're gonna do some wiring out here to kind of set it up in directions. Just seeing if there's any...
Yeah, I don't think I have to like keep defoliating that far up.
Well, yeah, you see where there's this like trifurcation. In this regards, like we will want to address this because that of the opposite growth patterns, it's going to create some like reverse taper. So in some of these situations, like out here towards the tip and the end, we'll essentially just remove the middle piece, and that'll just leave a little bit of extra, and then that'll like die back and make sure that your branch is still strong and growing. But since this is like one of the primary branches that's really longer, I want to keep some of that length on there. So wherever we're seeing kind of that trifurcation, I'll just simply remove one there, and then maybe this one here, so that way we can keep the...
We don't want that, we don't want three, and then gotcha.
Yeah.
Trifurcation.
Ideally. Yeah, so there's a couple...
It's a very difficult trifurcation.
One more there to knock out.
Right back.
Exactly.
There we have it. This Olea is wired, defoliated, styled up, and ready for some new growth for the next couple months while we still have it. Brandon Baldauf, you did a great job, man.
Oh, thanks for helping on it. It was a lot of fun.
I'm so happy to help. I've never worked on this at all, and it's fun to even get my hands and work on it even a little bit, man. It's fun. Thank you for having me.
Turned out nice. Absolutely. Thanks.
I think
Likewise.
it turned out great, and I can't wait to see the progress of this whole thing. I definitely can see this dragon's breath coming out of here, and this is going to fill up nicely as well. So I can't wait to see some progress photos.
Yeah, absolutely.
My man.
We'll bring it back.
We got to head out of here. If you like our content, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon. We'll see you guys next week. In the meantime, be cool, stay hip, and get yourself a hobby. Goodbye.